I haven't done too many videos from the garage of doom lately, because I've been much more interested in putting out videos that are the sights and sounds of a silhouette match, so people get the idea of what it's like. But we've had some valid questions lately, actually in the last couple of months, and some discussions about things, so I can put out a few videos, short videos, trying to just answer those questions. I really don't like videos of me on camera, that they're boring. But this one was a specific question regarding getting ready for a bigger match. I'm getting ready for nationals. It might be like for getting ready for a regional or a state championship match. I suggest, with the cost of gas being expensive in summer of 2022, put on your schedule some of those regional matches, some of those state championship matches, if you have them anywhere near you. They might not even be in your state, but if you're going to make that one trip to a match per year, I mean, try going to that one. If you want to go to nationals, go sign up. I have a feeling it won't be super packed because of the cost of gas. Now, when I say nationals, I'm talking about the small bore hunter rifle match. That's what I'm going to at Ridgeway, Pennsylvania. They also do the high power hunter rifle match right after that, a couple days later. Same location, different range. Those are the ones that are worth going to if you can really go to them. There's also a lever gun national match or two in Raton, New Mexico. So you can head out there if you're a lever gun guy. Now, I'm going to make a really first important topic for discussion. I say I'm going to the nationals, okay? There's no way in hell I can win a nationals. That's not, when you go to a national championship or a regional championship or a state championship, you are competing in your class. Whether it's B class, you're competing against all the B class. A class, you're competing against all the A class. You're trying to do good in your class. That's why it's separated into, a bunch of different tiers, so people can shoot in the class range that they're good at. I'm hoping to actually get back up to my own class scores, which I haven't been for a couple of years. Mostly because I've been running matches and getting things going and helping out other people, so I haven't had as much time to work on my own skills, which kind of stinks. But anyway, heading to nationals. Point one, no chance I'm going to win nationals. I'm just trying to do good in my class, AAA. I'm trying to shoot in my class at AAA, which means I have to improve a lot over what I've done lately. If you go to something like a national small bore rifle or the high power rifle championships, you watch what other people do. You learn how other people shoot. If you have any intention of winning something like that, there's literally 4 people I can think of right off the top of my head that are always in contention. Maybe 5. You could possibly put in a 6th person. They're the people that win it every single time. So you just got to realize that unless you're in that group and you can shoot in small bore, you can shoot 38, 39, 40 every single time, you might be competitive. And those matches always come down to, everybody shot a 40 and now we got a shoot off. And the shoot offs go on for round after round after round sometimes. And that's just the way it is. Those handful of people are at the absolute top of the game in the absolute hardest game in shooting, which is silhouette. Unless you have the resources to basically do it for a living and not do anything else, it'd be tough to get that high. Me in the garage at the farm battling the gnats, the flies, the occasional wasp that flies by. That's just the way it is. So what am I doing to get ready? The biggest thing is changing the pace that I'm used to shooting. So if you go to a monthly match, you go to your friendly neighborhood monthly match, and you get to set up on whatever animal you want to set up. Well, you might set up on chickens every time. You're not going to get to do that at a regional match, a state match, certainly not a national match. You're going to set up, practice at your monthly match. I'm going to start on turkeys. Oh, I hate turkeys. Well, you're going to start on them anyway, and you're going to get used to starting on them. You're going to get used to starting on pigs, used to starting on rams. This is where knowing your dial-ups, knowing what your zeros are, always being consistent. You got to be able to just walk on and shoot turkeys. That's the first thing. And you can practice that at your local match. Learn to do what I don't do, which is practice with a spotter. And the only real reason I don't practice with a spotter is because we don't have a ton of people at our matches. That's starting to change, which is nice. But historically in the last few years, as I've been developing silhouette matches in Tennessee, we haven't had a ton of people showing up. So, you go shoot your match, everybody's shooting, nobody's spotting. You really need to, silhouette is a team sport. You really need to have both people shoot a spotter. That's one thing I could work on that I'm not working on, that you may be a difference between your monthly match and certainly any of you're going to get paired up with somebody at a regional, state, or national championship. The second thing, the thing that I'm most focused on right now, has been the biggest topic of discussion, I'm sure, is the difference in pace and timing. Your monthly match, you show up, you do your monthly match. I start on whatever I start on chickens. I may get an hour to warm up at a monthly match. I may get, and then I go, shooters to the line, we go to the line, we shoot chickens, pigs, turkeys, rams, okay? We go out, we reset, we come back, so reset, come back, you may have 2 or 3, 4 minutes, depending on how much talking you do. You come back to the line, you're shooting again. Okay, so now you go to a national match, a regional match, a state match. There's a lot more shooters, okay? So you're shooting in relays, relay 1, relay 2, 3, 4. I'm distracted. I'll show you why. Let's see if I can show it. Let's see if I can get it on the camera here. Cat has a mouse or something and is flinging it way up in the air, basically towards my face to get my attention. There he goes. I don't know if I'll keep that on thing or not. It's a little gross. It's life on the farm, but it's a little gross to show the dead animal flying around. Maybe I just won't cut anything, including the coffin and the swatting flies and the flying mice. But that's one less mice that's going to be eating my vegetables and into the chicken grains. So, I don't feel that bad. Anyway, the pace of, I moved the camera and screwed everything up. The pace of the match. So, show up to your monthly match, you get to shoot through the animals, you get to warm up, you're ready to go, you're used to, you got that thing, you got the vision going, your body position is good, comfortable, you're warmed up. Now you go to a bigger match. You're shooting in relays. So you may shoot on the third relay, which means after the match starts, it might be 45 minutes. Third relay, it could be a half an hour, 45 minutes before you get to shoot. Okay, I get up and maybe I start on pigs and I get to shoot 10 pigs. Now I'm cold, meaning not physically cold, meaning I'm not warmed up. You know what I mean. Just like a batter has to warm up before they play baseball, your body's not warmed up, so you got to get used to just walking up the line and it's time to shoot. Shoot your 5 pigs, take a quick break, and the breaks and the time in between and things like that, you'll have your 2.5 minutes to shoot. and just a few seconds in between to just sort of, you might check your scores. If you're at a national match, somebody's scoring for you, a third party, usually high school kid or something is sitting behind you keeping score. Your spotter should be double checking them, keeping score on a piece of paper, but you only have, a couple seconds. Then you shoot your second 2-minute and 30-second time comes up. Then I've shot my 10 pigs, and then I go sit down, and I may sit down for an hour. I may sit down for an hour and a half, depending on what's going on. Then I'm on to turkeys, and totally cold again, not warmed up. So that's what I have to practice. So the way I've been working on that in my head, now I've been to a few matches. So, I know I'm talking about the more advanced sort of a silhouette 102, 103 type of concepts, but it's things that you should know, things that you can tune into at some point if you decide to go to these matches. So now I'm sitting, I'm cold, I'm bored, I'm half asleep, hopefully not asleep, and it's time for me to go back up to the line. Yes, people have fallen asleep on the line. It happens. It's almost happened to me a couple of times because I tend to, if I sit down, I'm like a shark. If I sit down, I fall asleep. I have to be moving all the time. And I'm trying not to, if it's really hot out, try not to get exhausted in between rounds of shooting too. Because, I'm doing other things. I might be filming, talking to people, talking to sponsors to try to get prizes for my matches. I'm going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You don't have to do that. You just have to, do your thing. This is the sport. The weird part of the sport is you have to be totally focused on your targets, yet totally relaxed. And what comes into my mind is the old thing from biathlon where you have to sort of slow yourself down, but you still have to be totally focused. It's kind of like that, but your heart rate's not way up or anything like that. But you still have to be totally focused and calm at the same time. When you achieve that, totally focused, totally calm, you'll know it. It'll click in your head. You'll say, that's what the hell he's talking about. So if you're a newer shooter, you'll discover that and you'll realize, okay, this is good. I know what I'm doing now. And it's one of those skills you can learn for life that helps on other things, like when people are ticking you off. It's very helpful to be able to just take a deep breath, calm down, not punch them. Skills, life skills learned from shooting silhouette. That's one of them, how not to punch people. But I'm not always successful. So I've shot my first bank of animals. I sit down for half an hour, 45 minutes, an hour. Then it's time to get up, shake it up. Get up a couple of seconds before. If you're sitting, get the blood flowing through your muscles, because almost all of us who do this sport are maybe not as old as me, but not young. The young people have a huge advantage because, they don't have arthritis and everything else. So get up ahead of the, have your timing, know what the timing is going to be. Listen to the other relays, have an idea of how fast they're going. Get up, get going, drink something, be ready to go. And I'm practicing this at home in the garage. I'll cut in footage of my very not so awesome air rifle setup where I'm just shooting chickens. I'm not moving it back and forth. It's on wheels so I can do the different distances for air rifle. I'm just got it set to where I'm shooting chickens on the air rifle. I have an air rifle that's set up quite similar to my small bore rifle. I shoot small bore hunter, small bore rifle on the same rifle, all the same rifle. So I don't have to switch back and forth. If you're not super familiar with silhouette yet, small bore hunter rifle you can use in both classes. Small bore standard rifle is only for standard rifle. And it all depends on, apples and bananas, what you like best and how you like to shoot it. Me, I'd rather just shoot the one rifle and not bounce back and forth. Some people love bouncing back and forth. People love their equipment. That's just one of those things. That's cool. It's just not what I do. I mean, if I had $1 zillion, maybe I would. Who knows? But I have an air rifle that's set up similar, same scope, It feels a little bit the same, but not perfectly the same. It's nice and accurate, even though it's inexpensive. And I just practice on those chickens. 10 chickens. Sit down. Put the rifle down. I go do chores because I got a million farm chores I have to do. Go out, do things I have to do. Work in the garden. I get the garden I have to do. And when I say garden, it's not a little garden. It's a big garden. You know, it's not supplying me. It's supplying, you know, a lot of things. It's bringing money in. Money garden. It's a farm. Go out, do things. Do other things. Work on updating scores on the computer. Things like that. Come back an hour later. Lights changed. Winds changed. The heat's changed. The heat's been crazy here, 100 degrees for the last 3 weeks, every day, no rain. And then shoot 10 more. You know, shoot 5. I take a maybe 30-second, 1 minute rest, which is probably more. 1 minute is probably too much. Take a little rest. I go out there, reset the 5 targets, come back, shoot the 5 targets. Put the gun down. Go do something else for an hour. Come back with no warm up and just shoot the 10 targets. You know, and I do that 3 times a day, maybe 4 times a day if I'm lucky, if the chores don't get, you know, the timing doesn't get out of the way. And that's just what I have to do, what I have to get used to, rather than the monthly match. And that's how you're going to get used to shooting with big gaps, just shooting those targets cold, rather than the monthly match where you get to shoot through the whole thing. We'll go on to the next question in a couple minutes.